All right, this is Minister ML. I wanted to give you guys some visuals today. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to get into the scripture of the book of Jubilees. We've been talking about the book of Jubilees. And as I've been going through with the visuals of me sitting in my office going through it with you guys, I wanted to show you and read it. We're going to go through it together in the scriptures. So stay with me. We're going to still pick up in the book of Jubilees. If you don't have this book, I told you to get the Sefer app and get it downloaded. Don't play any games. It's $20 to get the Sefer app on your phone, which will give you also the books that you currently have in your 66, but it will also give you the privilege to the books that they've removed from your 66 that I don't care what scamified scam told you, you don't need to read it. Well, I come to beg to differ that how can you teach the Bible and you don't know what the true story is of what happened on anything. So we're going to get into it, the scripture today. And if it makes somebody mad, I really, really, really I want you to understand that it's not about your feelings. This is the scripture, and we're going to read it together. So Jubilees chapter 33 is where we're picking up. And Jacob went and dwelt to the south of Malgadalrith. And he went to his father Isaac, he and Leah his woman, on the new moon of the 10th month. And Reuben saw Bilah, Rachel's maid, the concubine of his father, bathing in water in a secret place, and he loved her. So he was sitting over there lusting with his disgusting, perverted self. He's looking at his father's wife, uncovering his father's nakedness. This is Reuben. I want you guys to understand when we're talking about the tribes, this is the first tribe. So understand what happened, and we're going to roll through this. And he hid himself at night, and he entered the house of Bilah at night. And he found her sleeping alone on a bed in his house, and he laid with her. She woke up and saw, so he was bashing her secretly, and she didn't even realize that he was bashing her. And behold, Reuben was lying with her in the bed, and she uncovered the border of her covering, seized him, cried out, and discovered that it was Reuben. So he was bashing her in her sleep, and she was ashamed. Well, that makes me wonder what kind of a guy he was if she didn't even know. Let me stop. And she was ashamed because of him, released her hand from him, and he fled. And she lamented because of this thing exceedingly, and did not tell it to anyone. And when Jacob returned and saw her, she said unto him, I am not clean for you, for I have been defiled as regards you. For Reuben has defiled, he raped me, and has lain with me in the night, and I was asleep and did not discover till he uncovered my skirt and slept with me. And Jacob was exceedingly wroth with Reuben because he had lain with Bilah, because he had uncovered his father's skirt. No. This is all before Moses, so I want you to understand this is why the Ten Commandments were written later. And Jacob did not approach her again because Reuben had defiled her. And as for any man who uncovers his father's skirt, his deed is wicked exceedingly, for he is abominable before Yahuwah. For it is written and ordained on the heavenly tablets that a man should not lie with his father's woman, and should not uncover his father's skirt, for this is unclean. They shall surely die together. The man who lays with his father's woman, and the woman also, for they have wrought uncleanliness on the earth. And there shall be nothing unclean before our Elohim in the nation which he has chosen for himself as a possession. And again, it is written to a second time, cursed be he who lies with the woman of his father, for he has uncovered the father's shame, and all of the holy men of Yahuwah said, so it be, so it be. And do you, Moses, command the children of Israel that they observe this word, for it entails a punishment of death, and it is unclean, and there's no atonement forever to atone for the man who has committed this. But he is to be put to death and killed and stoned with stones and rooted out from the midst of our people, our Elohim. For to no man who does so in Israel is to be permitted to remain alive a single day on the earth, for he is abominable and unclean. And let them not say to Reuben was granted life and forgiveness, for he had lain with his father's concubine, and to her also through she had a man, and her man Jacob, his father, was still alive. For until that time there had not been revealed the ordinance and the judgment in the Torah in its completeness for all. But in your days it has been revealed as a Torah of the seasons and of days and of everlasting Torah for the everlasting generations. And for this Torah there is no consummation of days and no atonement for it. But they must both be rooted out in the midst of the nation on the day wherein they committed it. They shall slay them. And do you, Moses, write it down for Israel, that they may observe it and do according to these words and not commit a sin unto death, for Yahuwah is judge, who respects not persons and accepts not gifts. And tell them these words of the covenant, that they may hear and observe and be on their guard with respect to them, and not be destroyed and rooted out of the land. For an uncleanliness and an abomination and a contamination and a pollution are all they who commit it on the earth before our Elohim. And there is no greater sin than the fornication which they commit on earth, for Israel is a holy nation unto Yahuwah, its Elohim, and a nation of inheritance, and a priestly, and a royal nation, and for its own possession there shall no such uncleanness appear in the midst of the holy nation. And in the 3rd year of the 6th week, Jacob and all his sons went and dwelt in the house of Abraham, near Isaac, his father, and Rebekah, his mother. And these were the names of the sons of Jacob, the first: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, the sons of Leah and the sons of Rachel, Joseph, Benjamin, the sons of Bilah, Dan, Naphtali, the sons of Zipporah, Gad, Asher, Dinah, the daughter of Leah, the only daughter of Jacob. Dinah was the only daughter of Jacob. Jacob did have a daughter. So don't tell me that it's all about the sons. What about the daughter? Dinah was raped. Study me out. And they came and they bowed themselves to Isaac and Rebekah. And when they saw them, they blessed Jacob and all his sons. And Isaac rejoiced exceedingly, for he saw the sons of Jacob, his younger son, and he blessed them. That concludes chapter 33. Like, share, follow. Visit us online, www.kns-ministries.org. Be blessed.